Hey guys, LSuperSonicQ here with part 3 of the modern Sonic Clay tutorial. In parts 1 and 2 we finished the entire head, which looks like so, with all 6 spikes and everything. And now we're going to move on to the body. So the body, unlike classic Sonic, the body is more of like an oval shape, and I would say it's probably going to be about half the size of the head, I think is a reasonable estimate, especially for modern Sonic, like I said. So first, you got our circle here, and you kind of just roll it out, and then kind of point it at the bottom. Because again, modern Sonic has more like an oval shape, so just like that. And then we're not going to put the head on right now because I think we're going to do the well, first we can test it. We can make sure it's a good size. That's a pretty good size. I like that. But first we're going to put on the back spikes and the tail, which usually that goes wrong when we put that kind of stuff on first, but because we have all 6 spikes in the back, I think it's gonna be kind of hard to like try and put stuff on if it's like that. So that's why we're gonna do this first. All right. Same thing with the other spikes we were doing. Rolling it out, pinching it, and pushing it in like that. And I don't really know how big you want to make these. I mean, obviously you want to make them big enough so that you have enough room for 2 on the back, and also you want to make sure that there's enough room on the back with the head on for the spikes to show. Because I've made Sonics before, and it's like the spikes don't even matter if they're on the back because you can't even like see them anyway. So, and then kind of just molding them in like we've been doing. So, like that. Then do it again, keeping in mind the size and everything else. Put it on like that, then mold it on. And like I said, a lot of this stuff now, because the head was really the only big difference between like modern Sonic and classic Sonic and everything. In Shadow, I'm gonna bring up the Shadow one. Is this the overall body build is kind of the same because you got the same type of hand structure, the same type of arms, the same type of body, just with minor differences. So a lot of this stuff might be a little bit of a repeat, but that's no problem. So the spikes are like that. Make sure they go down a little bit too, pointed down. And then we got the tail, which we might as well just put the tail on like at the very last thing, because I guarantee you it's gonna fall off. But just for the sake of it, I'm gonna put it on now, right at the bottom there. I'm actually gonna put it on like right at the very bottom, and then kind of mold it on like that, and then just point it up. There we go. There's our Sonic tail. And now I will put the head on because I kind of want to. And we're gonna put on the chest color after we put the head on, because if we put that on first, it would just smudge, I guarantee you. Alright, and look, we left enough room and stuff, so that looks really good. Alright, so we're going to use our friends, the toothpicks, which I underrate too much of the time, I would say. Just pushing it in slowly, because like the harder you push and stuff, you're gonna like smudge a lot of this clay, and you're gonna kind of like, push it out of proportion. So by doing it slowly, you won't really have a lot of that. There we go. And then once it's on, you can kind of uh, fix it to your liking. I'm going to move the tail. Yeah, see, we might as well not even put the tail on now, but whatever. Make sure these spikes are still pointed down. And there's enough room like that. And also, might as well point this out now. You probably can't see it in the camera, but there's a little crack from where I put both spikes on. So what you can do with the toothpicks is kind of go in there and just roll over the clay to, so you don't see all those cracks and the lines from where we put the clay on. So you kind of have to use your judgment on that, where you need that technique. But yeah, there we go. There's the body. Now I'm going to put the stomach on, the coloring of the stomach. Yeah. Alright. So this is probably the most simple piece to modern Sonic of all time. And wow, it took us 5 minutes to do the body. That's wow. Anyway, we got your circle, roll it out, and flatten it like such. And point it down a little bit too. Don't just make it a complete circle, but point it down. And then stick it right on like that. I gotta push a little bit harder because my clay is old again, so it's not sticking a whole lot. But there we go. There's the coloring on the stomach. All right, cool. We're gonna make an arm next. I think what I might do is I'm gonna make an arm and then a leg. Well, I don't know. It depends on how long this part is. So I should get going on that. Never mind. All right, the arm. Again, if you watch the Shadow tutorial and probably SPR tutorial too, then the arm is eerily similar to those. So we're gonna get some of this peach color, roll it out, and again, I'm gonna use a generalization here. Classic Sonic arms are kind of like noodles, and modern Sonic arms are kind of like noodles, but they're a little thicker. I think they're a little I want to say they're a little thicker at the end. He has like bigger hands and stuff, so I guess you can just go with a standard noodle arm like that. I'm gonna say that's probably not very thick, especially because I'm gonna make this one into a pose. You guys should too. So, and then once you get really good, you could you can make Sonic into whatever kind of position you want. So, yeah, there's that. I'll do the hand now because I kind of need the hand to attach the arm. Or it would make sense not to attach the arm first. All right. So, modern Sonic. I'm gonna start with the gloves. Yeah. So the gloves on modern Sonic, they're a little bit different than how I did the classic Sonic ones. How I'm gonna do this is instead of, you know how I did just like two flat circles with them, then put them together. What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna make, because I'm gonna go along with like what we did with the ears, and point it like that, and then make another one and kind of put them together. Because I think that would look a little bit more like modern, and then so you kind of just push them together. It might not look a whole lot different, but I think it, for what it's worth, it does make it look different enough from what we did for the other Sonic. Yeah, I definitely like that better. It adds a better layer of depth to it. And like, I don't even know if I got that on the camera because I was like way up here, but I did the ear thing and then just push them together like that, and you might wanna just kind of pinch out the side so you get that like indentation. See there, like on the shadowing. All right, now we're gonna do the hand inside the camera frame. And again, with modern Sonic, his hand's a little bit bigger than classic Sonic and stuff. But I'm still gonna use the same technique. Kind of just gonna flatten that. Where's my toothpick? Then I'm gonna kind of cut as many finger slits as I need. I should zoom in. See, I started to cut the slits. And then you can kind of separate them. And then kind of take that and roll it into a finger. That's how I've always done this kind of stuff. Because I can never just, like, take some clay, add it to just, like, a random circle or whatever, and then make it a hand. It just didn't look like a hand. So, I always did this. I think it always worked. Zoom out a little bit. And like I said, you kind of got to adjust to the different finger sizes and stuff. And Yeah. And then after a while, you'll get something like that. You want to make sure that it's not too big. This one is too big. So then you just go back and just take some more off. A lot of this stuff is probably like trial and error, because there's really no like sizing involved. Like like you guys saw that I just did that on like the fly. I might even cut some more off from the bottom. It's usually the bottom that messes everything else up. Fold them back down. Make sure he's pointing. And that does look a lot better. So that's what we're going to go with, because I'm at 11 minutes. And it doesn't look too bad. Alright, toothpicks. I would probably take the arm. Put one in the arm. Take this thing. Cuff. Put the cuff on the arm. And then take what's left. You might have a little bit of trouble, especially if you didn't leave a whole lot of room at the bottom of the hand, but just make sure you cover up whatever you like if there's some of the toothpick is coming through the top here because it wasn't thick enough, so just cover that up with more toothpick or with more clay so you can't see it. All right, there it is. Then I'm going to fold my ancient clay because it's cracking like that. Do this and probably put it like right here, so he's like that, kind of like what we did with the classic one. Nice throwback reference, not intentional. And that's essentially the arm, hand, and cuff of Sonic on his body. So there we go. I'm gonna have to put that on with, I'm gonna have to try and just kind of work that on a little harder. Yeah, yeah. Kind of just make sure it's in. If you need to put a toothpick through his head and through his hand, then do that. But, for right now, that's that. I'm going to do some cleaning up here. We will move on to the shoe cuff, and leg after I make another arm. So, yeah, part 4. I made a mess. How did that even happen?